Hey everyone, so I'm gonna start something new with this channel. So instead of just doing singing, because it gets really boring after a while, I thought it would be fun to start doing movie reviews. But instead of movie reviews, since they're done a lot on YouTube, I thought it would be really fun to do TV reviews. Now, one TV show that I've watched almost since the beginning is American Horror Story. American Horror Story. It's created by Ryan Murphy and it depicts the worst fears of the people of things in the world. So, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to break it into sections. The first section is going to be characters. The second section is going to be plot. The third section is going to be writing. And the fourth section is going to be the horror element. So, each section will have out of 10 score. So when I do this, I'm not going to add it up, but it will be like contrasted with the other American Horror Story reviews I do in further episodes of this. So without further ado, I'm going to start with characters. The characters in this show vary a lot. We're going to start with protagonists. The two protagonists in this season are Vivian Harmon and Ben Harmon. These two protagonists are almost not protagonists because they don't turn into almost villains in the later episodes. Their motives are clear, but they don't really show it. So, and and Ben, he cheated on his wife and he's killing people by the fifth episode of the season. So I don't really think he's a protagonist. The protagonist I think is the most innocent is Mora because well she made a mistake but she got killed for it and now she's a ghost. And that's what you have to know about the house is that there's a lot of ghosts in it and you don't know which people are ghosts and which people are not. That's what the Harmon family had no idea what was going on. Now with now with the villains of the season, I think the two most biggest villains of the season are Constance and Tate. The two villains that are the most demented in this season. Tate is much worse than Constance. Tate is Constance's son. He shot down a school and with it he was killed inside the murder house. So he's a ghost of that house. He pretends to be Ben's patient and we actually think he's a real person, but he isn't. That's what you have to know about this season is because everyone is behind something. Now with plot. Plot is very it's a lot to handle. The plot it goes everywhere and you almost get confused sometimes because of it. So when you watch the show, it all starts with the Harmon family moving in, and then it gets a little bit scattered almost in a way because you almost get confused of which people are who. And so when we start this, we are going to try to break it up. So the first part of the plot is the the kind of cloudy version because it's almost like there's no horror in it in the beginning. But once you slowly creep in, you see the mass shooting at the school, you see the fire burning of the guy with the burnt face, you see Constance killing many people. It's almost like it's almost like you you are the Harmon family in the beginning and you're slowly realizing all of this stuff. And then in the middle section, you kind of realize it, but you kind of don't. You're in the same position as the Harmon family, and you in those beginning of the episode where Mora was killed and Constance was showed as Tate's mother, and it's almost kind of funny because it just doesn't make sense. But the more you watch it, it does make sense, and that's what American Horror Story does a lot. And then the ending is where you finally learn out the truth. Tate had a baby with Vivian in the Rubber Man costume, and the baby became the Antichrist. Constance stole the baby, kept it as her own, and now she's raising the Antichrist. The other baby's dead inside the house, and he's kept as a baby inside the house. When you die in the house, you can't leave the house because of Constance and what she did. So that's what I think about plot. Now, writing is very, very good. I think the writing's the best part of this season because the writing is very scripted and clever. This also has a creative aspect to it because almost everything in this season is so drawn out where it's like almost real in your brain, and it makes you like your wheels turn and you almost get like shocked by the last episode because it's like almost you're reliving the thing. So that I think that's what make writing the best because it's just so good. It's one of the best writing in the season. And that's what I love about this is the writing is scripted and great. Yeah, the writing is scripted and great and it's just so surreal in a way. Now the horror element, the horror element definitely lacks from the other seasons, especially Asylum. Asylum definitely has more horror, but it also doesn't have very good writing, in my opinion. But the horror element does have that place. There's ghosts. There's um, there's ghosts. There's people rising from the dead. There's a lot of horror things, and there's abortions that happened with the first owners of the Montgomery family. There's so much stuff that it's almost revealing in a way. It's very good. And I gave it, yeah, that's what I think about the horror element. Definitely not the best, but still has a very good aspect to it. So I'm going to give it the review out of 10. For characters, I give it a 9 out of 10. Very good. For plot, I gave it an 8 out of 10. For writing, 10 out of 10. And horror element, 8 out of 10. So I think this season is one of the best. Definitely one of the best seasons of this show. So that's what I think about this American Horror Story show. I definitely think you should watch my other videos. And yeah, I'm gonna make Asylum right after I make this. So I hope you guys like this video. And yeah, see you guys next time.